Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Portal season is here, man. You jump on Twitter, all the posts about guys that are entering the portal. You got Nelson from Jackson on there with the monkey with the cell phone making phone calls. It's one of my favorite times of the year, man. I love the buzz around transfer portal season. It's fun for me to see these names, track down rumors, try to bring you guys factual information. And as we look at this roster going into 2024, where does Tennessee need to add help? You know, I think most of us have said on the offensive line and also on the defensive line. But then I made a video earlier today, kind of interesting when you look at some of these seniors on Tennessee's roster that have an extra COVID year available. When you look at guys like Cooper Mays that did not go through senior day, Javonte Spraggins did not go through senior day, things really start to get interesting for this football team. Do they need help on the defensive line? Got some interesting comments from Ryan Callahan over at GoVols247. We're going to get into it, but the player I want to talk about today is Thor Griffith. He plays at Harvard. He is officially in the transfer portal. Now, the question is going to be, Boogie, does he have interest in Tennessee? Does Tennessee have interest in him? Why are we talking about him? We're going to get to it, but another question we always ask is, why is this guy in the portal? Is this guy a gamer? Can this guy play? Is this just another warm body in the defensive line room? We're going to get into it, talk about it all. You can see there on the screen, Thor Griffith puts out on Twitter, says there, I've officially entered the transfer portal. He's got 1 year of eligibility left. Sometimes I like that. I know it's better to have a guy with multiple years, but sometimes I like one of these guys that have proven themselves at a lower level. They got 1 year left, and this thing's a business trip. I'm getting the call up to the major leagues. I'm looking to get to the SEC. I'm looking to get somewhere where I can prove my worth and go play at the next level. Says there's 6'2", 320 pounds. Played in 30 career games, 20 consecutive starts, 132 tackles, 33 and a half TFLs, 13 and a half sacks, first team All-Ivy, All New England, FCS All-American. Says his film is coming soon. Maybe we'll take a look at that with Coach Jay at some point in time if need be. You can see here he put out on Twitter, thank you to the coaches, staff, and my teammates at Harvard. You have truly made the last 4 years a truly unforgettable experience. Says with 1 year of college eligibility left, I've decided to enter the transfer portal. I'm excited for the opportunities and the experiences to come. So that is Thor Griffith from Harvard. He's in the portal. Now the question becomes, does Tennessee have interest? Would he be interested in coming to the University of Tennessee? We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. But as always, I need you guys to do me a quick favor and hit that thumbs up just below this video. It is quick, free, and easy, and it helps the channel. Man, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders here. We're not media. We don't talk at you. That's not what this is about. We talk with you. This is a community. It's for the fans, by the fans. If you like the content, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live, when we drop videos. We're going to be live tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to play some NCAA football on the old Xbox 360, but we're also going to talk Tennessee football all night long. Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to be doing kind of a season recap live. So come hang out. That's going to be a great time talking about year 3 of the Josh Heupel era. So make sure you don't miss that. But let's get into it. Let's kind of dig in here to Thor Griffith. You can see the article here from on3.com. It says Harvard defensive lineman Thor Griffith enters the NCAA transfer portal. We scroll down here. It says the senior is in the portal following an excellent senior season. 55 tackles, 11 TFLs in 2023 as a senior. So again, a guy that's proven it. Now he proved it at Harvard. Can he step up to the next level? Can he step up to one of the big programs and make an impact? I think that's what this thing's all about. Again, it's a business trip, trying to get to the next level. Goes on to say he was named first team All-Ivy League in 2022 after finishing with 46 tackles, 12 TFLs, and 5 sacks. Ranked number 8 on Bruce Feldman's Freaks list for 2023. Now, am I wrong? You guys remind me. I'm shooting from the cuff here. Was Jared Verse, who entered the portal last year and got a lot of hype, a lot of buzz, wasn't he on Bruce Feldman's Freaks list as well? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm making that up. You guys, I know you guys. You will correct me in the comments if I'm not accurate on that. But I really want to say that Jared Verse, who was highly sought after by Tennessee, was also on Feldman's Freaks list a year ago. But this was going into the season. He said a former state champion wrestler and youth hockey standout who once was a member of the Boston Junior Bruins that played in the famed 2011 Brick Tournament, where almost half of the 2019 NHL first round squared off. Griffith has emerged as a dominant force for the Harvard defense. In 2022, piled up 12 TFLs and 5 sacks. Here's a quote from an Ivy League coach. It says, "We haven't blocked him in like 2 years." It says here, the 6'2", 320-pound powerhouse who packed on 10 more pounds this offseason thanks to a diet that was between 6,000 to 8,000 calories per day. Bench press 225 45 times. Improved his 40 time 0.2 of a second from a year ago, down to 4.95. His 10-yard split is 1.65 to go with a 4.57 shuttle. Now it says, to put that into perspective, the 4.57 shuttle time. It says Oklahoma's Jalen Redmond, almost 30 pounds lighter than Thor Griffith, clocked the fastest time amongst defensive tackles in this year's combine at 4.51. So that's a pretty good time there in the shuttle for Thor Griffith. Says his dad gave him the name Thor, big into comics. I guess he had a little foresight too. That's a comment there from Thor Griffith. So it looks like a pretty athletic guy, a guy that's proven it at Harvard. Again, is he ready to prove it at the next level? So now, what's the next question? We can see that this guy maybe has some potential here. We can see that this guy has the work ethic. That's what I like. When you've got a guy in the portal that, was a troublemaker or got into some issues or, any of that type of stuff, team chemistry issues, that's a red flag. But when you've got a guy that's played at the lower level and he's proven himself, he's played good football. But what I also like is the work ethic, to put in the work, to shave time off that 40 time, to put on the weight that he needed. That's a guy that is willing to put in the work to try to get to the next level. So we've got a guy that's proven it. We got a guy that's got good work ethic. So the next question is, does Tennessee have interest? Does he have interest in Tennessee? Well, that's where it gets interesting, and that's where Ryan Callahan over at GoVols 247 comes in. Scrolling through the message boards, saw somebody ask Ryan Callahan about Thor Griffith, and he said he hadn't heard anything about it. Says, obviously, it's extremely early. Tennessee probably isn't going to load up on the defensive line in the portal, so they will be selective. That's an interesting comment to me, because I think we've been having a lot of conversations on this channel about where Tennessee would look to be active in the portal, and I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. I thought they would be pretty heavy on the offensive line, pretty heavy on the defensive line. Look, we've seen it. We've seen the lack of depth on the offensive line this year. Now, it's definitely going to help if you got a guy like Cooper Mays coming back, a guy like Javonte Spraggins coming back. Dane Davis is a guy that, he may not be a starter on your offensive line, but he adds depth. He's played a lot of football. I think Tennessee's going to look to add a wide receiver. Already made a video talking about one of the wide receivers from Texas A&M. You can go back and check that out from last week. I think Tennessee desperately needs help in that tight end room. You're losing Jacob Warren. You're losing McCallum Castles. You got some young, raw freshmen on the roster. I think you definitely need help at the tight end position. Can they upgrade the secondary? I don't think they're going to add anybody in that linebacker room. I think the plan is for Keenan Bealey to come back. You're going to be solid in that linebacker room. So does it surprise you that Ryan Callahan says they're not going to load up on the defensive line? But here's where it gets interesting. Bill Kurelic, he covers Ohio State football for 247 Sports. He was asked about Thor Griffith today. He says, speaking of the transfer portal, been asked more than once about the Harvard defensive lineman Thor Griffith, who entered the portal on Friday. Says Thor Griffith mentioned a desire to play for Ohio State or Michigan. Goes on to talk a little bit about him. Again, the numbers, the height, the weight, the amount of tackles he had. Says he's got 1 year of eligibility left. He says, I am told Griffith really likes the track record Larry Johnson has in regards to producing defensive linemen as well as Ohio State's tradition. So he likes Ohio State. He likes Michigan. He goes on to say at this point there's been no contact between Griffith and Ohio State. Besides Ohio State, other schools that Griffith would be interested in include Penn State, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, and Tennessee. So Tennessee is a team that Thor Griffith is interested in. Do they take a shot here? I trust Rodney Garner as much as anybody when it comes to player evaluation and player development. So is he willing to take a shot on Thor Griffith? But that's a confirmation I need. That's the confirmation I'm looking for, is that does the player have interest? Does Tennessee have interest? And as Ryan Callahan said in his post, it's early, man. It's early in this thing. A lot of names are entering the portal. We're going to continue to sort it out, but if I can find some little bit of nugget, some little bit of information, some type of truth that I can bring to you guys, that's what I want to do. And Thor Griffith has interest in Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, and Tennessee. But what I want to talk about now is what you guys think about where the needs are in the transfer portal. Jump into that comment section and let me know. Make sure you guys smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the merchandise. Wearing the brand new Cult of 8 shirt. You can pick that up, bonfire.com/store. Talkin VAWLS. That link is also in the description below. Want to encourage you to keep your memberships up to date if you enjoy the content, the live streams, the videos, the atmosphere, the community, whatever it is you like about this channel. Got to continue to support it throughout the offseason, so keep those memberships up to date. If you want to be a part of it, hit that join button down below. You can join the channel for just $1 a month. We would greatly, greatly appreciate it. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.